Hello, welcome to IMHO.
In my homosexual opinion, I'm Auntie Itty Bitty Titty Committee Chan.
And I'm Dixie-Lynn. Am I right? We are back. We are back for another week.
Yay.
It is week 3. Finally, someone's going home. No spoilers yet, but there will be spoilers because this is a review. So if you haven't watched the episode
online
yet, pay your cable bill and move along.
Big news this week.
What?
We're in a quarantine.
Oh,
Some of us.
Yeah.
Some.
We want you to be okay. If you have any sort of compromised immune system, please don't watch this because I promise you we will slay you.
We're going to elaborate
like,
open, mama. The house tea says God gets man tea, honey.
No, that wasn't good. I apologize.
The fact that we told people don't go out, avoid big crowds if you can. We're all huddling at Costco trying to get that hot dog deal.
Well, we gotta get our toilet paper because we all suddenly have nervous diarrhea.
What you gonna do? Wipe your ass to death till you survive?
I mean, honestly, that's how I'd like to go. Nope. I wiped it too much.
Can't get me my booty hole clean.
Yeah, she's in heaven now. The moment that the governor of Illinois announced a state of emergency, I was getting ready for a show here, so I could not go to the store. But I did ask Curtis to please go to the store and buy all the boxes of taquitos that were available. So everyone's at the store and they're like all buying things that they think are necessary. He was like, it was so interesting watching people buy different things that they thought were essential because he saw one guy who had a shopping cart filled with melons and only melons.
Rose for the catapult just in case them zombies come out.
Another woman only had Diet Coke and boxes of Franzia. Now that I understand.
That's survival. My parents told me to get a huge sack of rice. They were running all around Houston getting rice. And they're like, Jamie, are you getting your rice? And I got quinoa. And they were very disappointed at how liberal I've become.
Oh, no, but that's so good for your body.
I guess so. But
good
they're
for
like,
your soul.
They called me weak.
Well, and a socialist.
Because I'm eating quinoa now.
Yeah.
I started with brown rice. So I thought it'd end there.
Brown rice is a gateway rice to quinoa.
And that's the tea.
We have a lot to cover tonight.
Yes. The girls meet and they greet each other with a meh.
That's where they left us hanging last week. And we said, oh my gosh, that looks completely natural. I can't believe it. And then, of course, they run and they embrace.
Mm-hmm.
Chan, let's think about it. Let's put ourselves, it's season 18.
In their shoes.
It's Jasmine Masters' best friend race.
Okay.
You're in the first group, I'm the second group.
I'm trying to put myself inside their size 15 men's shoes right now.
Mm-hmm. It's you and every other drag queen who started drag 6 months from now.
Okay.
And then I walk in and it's just me and T-Rex. We see each other. We wouldn't say meh. I would say, you're stealing my dreams.
I'll say, we're going to make some content today.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to make a lot of content.
We'd say, like and subscribe.
James Mansfield.
So they're asking if there was any drama, because the producer hiding under the table asked them to ask that. The first group who had drama did not say there was drama. They were like, no, we were fine. The second group, Jada, was like, yep, plenty of drama. And just let it all hang out. Which group would you put yourself in? Would you immediately admit to it, or would you say
I'd
no?
call it out.
You would? I would
I'm
too.
Team Jada.
I would too. And it wasn't a big deal at the end of the day, right?
No.
No.
But she's right to say, let's all be honest with each other.
Yeah.
Because we're starting to get to know each other. We don't have to fake around anything. Let's be real adults here because we can use our words.
First things first, I'm the realist. Drop my hose.
The whole world is.
Eat my feelings. What? They've met each other. It's time for the mini challenge. Rue walks in and she says, hello.
Hello.
Wait, we need a clean cut for Lee Dawson and his Rue caps.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Hello. And then he walks in.
Oh yeah, of course he says, hello. It's a Banshee? It's a Banshee? Yeah, so their mini challenge, because we love a lowest common denominator. So they make a tops and bottom jokes, which I'm not above. I have been in both positions. One more often than the other because I got bad knees.
It's so typical though to make that. Have you seen
I
that
know.
TikTok of that person with the drag face on? Are y'all ready for some drag?
Okay, can I
Are
say?
you-
Can I
you know what I'm
say?
talking
I was very threatened by that. I thought for the most part, I was like, yes, absolutely. They were doing like drag tropes, like things that all
Yes.
drag queens say on the mic, and it was for the most.
If you're on your phone, you can get off your phone right now. Bury that.
Correct. We all get into that situation where the night's not going well, the audience is mostly straight, and you're like, if I say top, truly every girl in here will say it's the best night of their life.
You have to tap dance for
Yeah,
them
you got it.
because,
You have to
look,
tap dance.
you have bills to be paid.
Exactly.
So they're coming in with your money.
And Megan has some tweets to be tweeted.
Ooh.
So tops and bottoms, LOL, we all laughed.
Ha!
We actually, at Sidetrack, we had to pause it because everyone was laughing so hard. It was so funny.
Pause for applause.
We were like, oh, God, tops and bottoms, I can't.
I said, you never heard that. I've never heard that joke before. That funny.
The winners of the previous 2 weeks, which were Jada and Widow, they had to order from First Impressions tops to bottoms. So the bottoms they chose were Aiden and Heidi, which...
They were
yeah,
bottoms. Yep.
I get that. I get that. Plot twist. The team captains will not only be the winners from the previous 2 weeks, but it'll also be the bottoms that we just chose. They all get to pick their teams. They have to be terrible. The last person left to be chosen is Rockham, which honestly surprised me.
Yeah.
I thought she did really well in her episode.
Yeah,
I think she's so charming, and I think seeing her in short shorts, it changed me.
Okay,
girl.
can we talk about her
Her
Instagram
legs.
feed?
Woo.
She's been splitting,
Woo.
putting her booty up there. Everyone's trying to get a piece of the cake. You really cute.
We
Good.
want to roll we want to roll those rocks around in our mouth.
Oh.
Is there something there?
No. Rockham surprised me. Aiden did not. Aiden, and we'll get into it. So they get into their teams. Jackie Cox has admitted to everyone that she's yes-handed in her life.
She's done comedy before.
Have you ever taken any
You know-
comedy classes? Oh,
The Second City,
you did?
The Annoyance, the IO Theater.
You did all three?
Classically trained improviser here.
Are you really?
Mhm.
Okay,
I've
all
been
right.
through
I
the
need
system.
one word. I
Okay.
need one word from
Can
the
we get a
audience.
word
I need
from
one
the-
word. All you have to do, you just yes,
Yes,
and that's
And that's how Seinfeld was written. Ding, 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 ding. I'm Kramer, the loud neighbor. Fuck off.
You should end every episode with "I'm Kramer."
I'm Kramer. Do I live here? You don't. So Rue's doing her walkabout. She approaches Widow, Crystal, and Nikki.
Rue said, "This is the oddest threesome I've ever seen."
Yes.
Have you ever had a threesome?
I'm not really good at multitasking. So no.
You've never had one, really?
It's just a lot to like I'm supposed to satisfy two people.
There are no threesomes that are not weird threesomes. It never goes like you see in porns. It's never your mom, your stepdad,
And then you. What the fuck? Drop the link now.
I did have one where I honestly felt like I could have left, done some soul searching, and come back, and they wouldn't have noticed.
Here's the thing. Trauma.
Mm-hmm.
We look for instant gratification because we weren't allowed these sexual activities when we were teens because we were closeted.
We weren't told that they were possible, and then when we did hear about them, it was like, this is gonna kill you, everything's gonna kill you. So then when you become a 20-something that hates themselves, threesomes sound amazing.
Threesomes sound great. Let me do it. Let me patch up these wounds by putting 2 dicks in my butt. this
Yes,
time
well
around.
that will hold the wound for at least a moment.
Get a job. Dicking around is not going to get you where you need to go.
No.
Get a job.
Spackle that hole in your heart.
Spackle it.
And your butt. So during Rue's roundabout, while she's saying the things the producers told her to say, she goes to Heidi and she continues the whole thing of like, your name is terrible, which you cast this girl. You had thousands of girls to choose from, and you chose someone whose name you hated.
Just for the storyline.
Just for the story. Jan Bleep and Britta Bleep had to change their names, but then the one she hated, she was like, save it for the show.
Well,
So she says to Heidi, the name is horrible, but truly it's the shape of your mouth that has to change. Heidi in closet. Can I be honest with you?
Go ahead.
I thought that was a bit of a stretch. That was tough.
I think she made a really good point, though. Heidi and...
It's a bad
I'm tired.
name. Of course.
Heidi and...
I'm so glad you're sitting.
Go to sleep. Oh my God. I had to say and.
She convinces Heidi...
Change your name, girl.
Yes, she does. In the middle of episode 3 of RuPaul's Drag Race, she's like, change your name to Heidi Ho, whatever.
Heidi, I don't know.
Ru just walks around. She's just trying to make the drama happen. And I have to say, she very much succeeded with Rock'em Sakura.
A little mischief.
Yes, and so Rock'em's like, yeah, I'm the orange. I'm the orange. It's fine, I'm the orange. And then Ru did what?
She went up to, what's her name? Jada. And was like, well, what's your role? Well, I'm the apple. I'm excited to be the apple. Ru's laughing. I love it.
So
and
who wants to be the apple now?
Suddenly, Rock wanted to be the apple.
I mean...
Apples and oranges.
We all understood where Rock was coming from. Rock'em
Sakura.
Hang on, I'm sorry.
Hick'em Sakura.
We all understood where Rock'em was coming from because Ru did not react well to orange. But how transparent was that?
Girl, it don't even matter what fruit you are.
No.
Because I know it's going to be bad.
I mean, it doesn't matter what fruit you are as long as you can yes and. Sure, not everyone has the training that you have from IO.
From IO, Second City, and the Annoyance.
Yeah. Or the training that I have being a bullied gay kid in Tennessee in the late 90s. But eventually you gotta find your way. You gotta find your way.
I know you talk to yourself a lot of times after fights and come up with a perfect comeback. You're like, ooh, if I just thought
of that. Something terrible and sad.
Uh-oh.
When I was in elementary school, I only played with girls. And then my dad and my mom, like, they were very against that. They said that's very feminine. Like, you need to have, like, guy friends. And I was like, so you want me to be around boys? Okay. I never really connected with boys. And I didn't want to play with the girls because I was so embarrassed because I thought there was something wrong with it. So I ended up spending recess talking to teachers. And I thought, I'm going to make friends with the teachers by offering them back rubs.
You just went up there and rubbed their back.
I was a third grade gay, queer, gay kid gay wad. And I didn't have any friends, so I would just walk up to teachers on the playground and be like, Mrs. Wilson.
Mrs. Wilson.
So some of the teachers played along because they felt so sorry for me because they were like, oh, that poor little fat. But then Mrs. Wilson, who was a terrible person, dead now. I think she was like super healthy, but she died ultimately because her heart was evil and rotted.
Sure. Was she into it?
No, she was not. I gave her a back rub, or started to, because I was like, this is my way in. And it's weird. It's weird.
For sure.
If a third grader ever walks up to you and just starts rubbing your shoulders, it's not good. But don't attack the child. Maybe be like, what happened to you? But instead, she was like, what are you doing, you little weirdo? I burst into tears. She's now in hell getting rubbed by the devil.
Thank God.
Or by other third grade devil children.
And why be a teacher if your main goal is
if you're
to
so
make children
mean
miserable?
Now, I was a teacher, so I get you're around kids all day, so you want to be like, oh my God, you're so weird, get away from me. However, if a third grader is giving you a massage in the middle of recess, that's a cry for help.
You had just learned that my very excellent mother just served us 9 pizzas.
I was ready to learn about Saturn. I did not know. Mercury,
Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto.
Mercury, Venus. Oh, you're right.
That McGraw-Hill, Tennessee education. What's going on?
My very excellent mother. What was you?
Just Jupiter, Saturn, us, Uranus, 9.
Just served us Uranus.
Just served us Uranus. Give me that hole.
So let's take it to the challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Challenge. So we are taking it to the world's worst. We had judges Ross Matthews, our friend, of course.
Rossi.
Then we had Ornacia, which honestly It's
Beat.
It's
Beat.
Ordatia's the best thing to ever happen to Vivacious. She got paid for that, and good for
Yes.
her. With her
She
little
was sent a
voiceover.
check for a wig block.
She was sitting under that table doing her little voiceover. And then we had Charo, of course, very relevant, very now,
Very
hip.
iconic.
Yes. The first team was Rio Trio,
Mhm.
which was Gigi, Jackie, and Heidi. Yes. Their whole thing was they were the old Andrews sisters and thing. Gigi was dead through the whole thing.
Great improv technique. You know, if you're not there for it, play dead. And then come alive for the final scene so that way they were the last thing on your mind.
Okay.
On the contrary,
Safe.
I'm alive, they're dead.
Yes. They were good.
Yes.
Heidi was over the top. That's her character. So funny.
Mhm.
Jackie, she covered all the little subtle
She laid
nuances.
around,
The nuances.
yeah.
And Gigi didn't move at all.
Gigi, yeah. Then at the end, she dragged them across, which probably was the best moment.
Truly.
Just dragging them out. Up next, we had the Squirrel Scouts.
Widow, Crystal, and Nikki.
Love them.
Widow killed it. She yes-anded to
Mhm.
the umpteenth degree.
She was playing her drunk little character.
Well, she had her little, like, barbecue sauce on her titties. Wonderful.
There I was.
There I was.
Barbecue
sauce
sauce on my titties. Suddenly I'm listening.
Crystal did an amazing job up until the point that they had to yes-and. The minute that Ross started to kind of throw things at them, Crystal kind of froze. Wasn't great. Nikki just didn't seem to understand what was happening.
No.
Let me tell you right here, right now. I love a dead squirrel. But this was not a way to honor the death of that squirrel.
No.
They could have done more with that dead
They
squirrel.
put it in the cage and Carson put his finger in there.
Have you ever tasted squirrel meat?
Very gamey.
So up next we have the Fruity Patootie.
Mm-hmm. It was Jada, Rockham, Jan, and Dahlia.
Yes. Jan, of course, she can do anything. She has proven that in these first 2 episodes and just in social media in general.
Mm-hmm.
Rockham, as much as Rockham didn't want to be the orange after Rue did not laugh, Rockham was doing great
She was
as the orange.
Sure.
Dahlia, not a
Was
yes-ander. Not a yes-ander.
Was there.
Jada comes in. Jada's ready to be the bad apple.
Mm-hmm.
It was fine. Yeah, it was cute.
Here's what ran through Dahlia's head, and this is why she lost. She
What?
didn't yes and. She was standing there thinking, "Girl, I'm on TV, and they got me being a broccoli. Girl, this is ugly. I can't believe. I want to be sickening. I want to be fierce." And she didn't let go. Girl, if you can't bite the bullet a little bit,
She wanted to be sexy.
she wanted to be sexy.
So-
girl, you're broccoli. Be ugly.
Broccoli, it looks like cartoon farts.
See.
And boy, did Dahlia stink. I don't blame her, because whenever I'm in the produce aisle and I see broccoli, all I think is like, God, it's a sexy. I can't wait to put that in my butt.
Oh, girl, look at the
So I
breath
get
on
that.
way.
Yeah, exactly. Don't
Look
touch your
at that.
face, crumb.
Oh, no. Oh, really?
Way to miss the memo completely.
Yeah, to not even listen.
No.
To be over it.
Over it.
Okay, you over it, they over you.
Yeah, I can't say I'm surprised by the way she handled herself.
Up next, we had 3 Girls, 1 Brain with
Oof.
Aiden, Britta, and...
They were struck by lightning, which being chosen for RuPaul's Drag Race is like being struck by
It's
lightning.
pretty
It's
much
so
the same
exciting.
thing,
So
yeah.
exciting. They only had 1 brain. I have to agree with Michelle Visage, which is not something I say
Interesting.
often. She said, it was fun to watch the 3 of you saying the same thing when clearly it was 1 person coming up with it while the other 2 were trying to catch up.
Mm-hmm.
Like this. IMHO is so much fun because we get to watch TV so you don't have to. Did you get struck by lightning? Bababooey, bababooey, bababooey. That was
That
good.
was good.
Stop! Stop! Alexis!
Oh, my bad. I didn't mean to dig that deep.
Oh, and it did. What did you think of their performance overall?
Funny. Fun game.
Yeah,
They
I
had a
liked
game.
it. I liked it. They knew going into it, it was going to be this improv challenge. And they were like, what's kind of that's a funny...
Girl.
Even if you're not good at improv, you know that will be a through line throughout the whole thing.
And you have 2 theater queens. And then Aiden Zane, who works at IHOP, who I'm sure...
who spends
Improv
all
House
of
of
her time.
Pancakes.
Yes.
Hello.
She spends her whole time improv and pancake recipes.
Girl.
And it worked.
And it worked.
And it worked.
Hey. So it's the next day. They're in their workroom.
Mm-hmm.
They're preparing for the runway.
Mm-hmm.
We're asking some questions. One of the questions thrown at Dahlia was, so you have a twin. They're interested in starting drag. Dahlia's like, ew, no, disgusting. You have a twin.
I do.
Grant.
Yes, Grant.
What would you do if Grant started drag? How would you feel?
Well, first of all, let's address the fact that Dahlia came out at an Applebee's. If that's not the most inspiring story you've ever heard,
Look.
you've never been to a suburb. If my brother, who is a preacher in Florida with a wife and 4 children, suddenly wanted to
An
do drag,
influencer for God.
an influencer for Jesus,
For Jesus.
mm-hmm.
Hey guys, we're talking about the Bible.
Hashtag ad, hashtag sponsor. It's crazy spending your entire life being identified and being grouped in with one other person, and then you find your own identity as a drag queen, and you've created this different name, different appearance. It's completely separate. So I could see how Dolly would be like, no, I finally separated myself
Yes.
from you. Especially because they're both gay. Like, at least we have different storylines in that he will be in heaven and I will burn in hell for all eternity. Like, we have those storylines.
Twins want separation. Is that the tea? Is that your whole storyline?
Yes.
That you want to be as different as you possibly can be from this person?
Yes, of course. I mean,
Really?
I will say, going to school in the 90s and being super effeminate, the only thing that protected me from bullying, truly, at least not in ways that I've heard other gay people, like Alexis truly is a survival story. I mean, we bully her to this day. You'll never find love. The only reason I wasn't bullied growing up was because we were the twins. And my brother was my protector, and I had no idea. Because we hated each other growing up. But he wouldn't...
Aww.
Anyone that made any comment about me, my brother would not stand for it.
That's really sweet.
Yeah.
That's really sweet.
My brother and I are very close. You know what, Chan? I think it's time to...
Take it to the runway.
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 Hey.
Of course, we're starting with Mama Rue. She put her finger in an electrical socket and she said, fashion.
The wig.
The wig.
The
Gorge.
wig.
I loved it.
The wig.
Very 80s.
Yes.
It's a very nice... I mean, you weren't alive in the 80s.
Well,
so
that's
I
when the
was,
Korean
but-
War was happening, right?
Of course. We're seeing a lot of short looks from her, but this time she had the short look with the nude illusion, and then she had the matching boot. All right, Rue.
Yes. I'm loving that she's loving her legs. Because she got
Yeah,
good legs.
I mean, I feel like AJ and the Queen, rest in peace, I think it really brought a new confidence to her body.
She looks good.
Good for her.
It's not always gowns. now.
No, it doesn't
Which
have
I'm
to
happy.
be. Okay, Chan,
Yes.
you're going to be blown away by this.
Oh, am I?
First week, Nicki Minaj.
Yes.
Second week, Robin.
Oh my God.
Third week, you sitting down? Olivia Munn.
Who are you? Yes.
I can't believe Drag Race is using all of their judge budget on this
On the
week.
third one.
Are you kidding?
Love.
Save Olivia Munn at least for the end so we have something to look forward to.
I loved her work in RuPaul's Drag
Santa
Race
Claus
episode 3.
3.
First up, we have Jada, the essence of beauty, Hall,
Mm-hmm.
in this beautiful bow, cut around the knee.
Like Sandy from Greece, if she went to a bow store and she said, I'll take them all, mate.
Mhm.
Isn't she Australian?
No.
No.
I think she's from Milwaukee.
Okay.
No, Sandy is.
Sandy's
Oh,
Australian.
Sandy's from
Yeah.
Australia.
Yeah.
You know what?
I loved her blonde bang. I loved
Mhm.
all the bows. It was soft and beautiful.
Tell me about it,
Stud.
Sam. I haven't seen the
Stud.
movie. Sam?
You thought it was...
Sam? Tell me about it, Sam. Up next, we had Dahlia San
Mm-hmm.
in her bunny curtain foo-foo moment. What you think?
It was a lot happening.
Yeah.
There was a lot happening. I will say her mug, she is gorgeous.
Sure.
Like, truly beautiful. There's no denying that. Her body is gorge.
Sure.
She knows how to work what she's wearing.
Mm-hmm.
Even if what she's wearing is not my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
There seemed to be a lot of focal points. The garments seemed to begin and end here and here and here.
Mhm.
And then she had bunny ears for no reason. And then it looked like she was wearing no hair.
if you want to be sexy and not confusing. Because she was confusing. I was confused. It didn't register to me at first that it was bunny ears. I knew that it was trying to be bunny ears.
Yeah.
But it
was a lot. It was a lot.
You know?
Yeah. I was surprised that the judges gave her such a pass. Mm-hmm. I truly felt like they were going to tear her apart, and they didn't. And I think a huge reason for that, and Dahlia, you're not watching this, doesn't matter, but you're beautiful. I mean, she's gorgeous.
Stunning.
I think that was a huge reason.
Hot.
Yeah. So then we had Rock'em Sakura as the Alice in Wonderland, long hair with the bows. Michelle Visage should have grabbed onto that and just ridden RuPaul into the sunset.
Oh, okay.
I loved it.
Yeah. The hairs with the bows and the shape of the dress. Very cartoony, very anime. She's bringing what she's supposed to be bringing.
But with a polish to it. I mean, there's something to be said for having kind of a wink and a nudge and really paying homage to something you like, and also bringing that polish to it. When she turned the corner, sidetrack,
they loved it. Yeah, and she was holding her hair. That hair was long.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever had anyone, like, pull on your wig?
No, I've never had anyone pull on my wig.
I had a guy came up to me, wanted a picture. I thought I was super nice. I know I can be sarcastic, you know, because, like, I have trauma. But I thought I was super nice, and, you know, we were having fun, and I was joking around with him. We took the picture. And then out of nowhere, he grabbed the back of my wig and pulled it off. And it was glued to my head. Thankfully, I had been growing out my hair for 40 years, and I had like a beautiful blonde braid. There were flowers in it because I just...
Rose petals.
Yeah, because I'm a virgin. I was waiting for my prince. Isn't that crazy?
That's scary.
Can you imagine?
Here's what I would do. This, boom, break their nose left and right. Boom, and then boom. Don't touch me.
I didn't take my Boniva, so my elbows were very soft at that point. Look out for your queens.
Jeez.
Sometimes it's important. Sometimes we need you to step up and be like, stop touching her. Like, leave her alone. Be, you know.
Queen's rights.
Don't touch her.
Exactly.
Why was I open to it, though? That's one positive silver lining from this whole coronavirus is that we know not to touch each other, to respect each other's space.
Not only are we practicing better hygiene, but we're just being respectful of each other.
There are bowls that you don't see but do exist.
Open your mouth.
No!
Oh, I forgot.
But there are some people whose love language is touch.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you know that...
What's your love language?
Mine's touch. Mine is touch.
So you!
I was open to it.
Mine is gifts.
Okay. What do you like receiving?
Gifts. Also, since we mentioned it, one thing that we implemented tonight at Sidetrack that caught on, like, what's the opposite of wildfire?
Water.
Mm-hmm. Like a lukewarm bath. Instead of, like, the government is saying that we hit elbows.
That's weenus
That's
contact,
stupid.
girl. That's
so what we're gonna do, I don't know about y'all, but as an effeminate gay youth,
oh, you hear it.
You know, people make fun of like the limp wrist. And like,
is she, you know?
Mm-hmm. So we're gonna reclaim that. So instead of this stupid elbow thing, or hugging, or coughing in each other's mouth, or licking, you know, teeth, we're gonna go.
Oh, hi. Hi. I would walk through the nursing home to see my great grandma, and I just like have my limp wrist like this, just walking, and I was like, "Fix your wrist." I'm like, "Yes."
My mom, do you know what my mom always hated? Was because I would like stand like this as like an angsty teen, and she would say, "Uncross your arms, you look like a girl." That was my mom's big thing. Uncross your arms, you look like a girl, and I'd go, "Oh no,
stop. No, I don't." Up next is Oogie Spooky Jans.
With not one, but two reveals.
Two reveal.
She had the face.
Mm-hmm.
She revealed into a beautiful face.
Mm-hmm.
And then she had like the skirt. Hang on. Sorry. It was the oogie spooky that scared me.
I was so scared.
It was scary. But then she had the tearaway into her pants. You could see she was a full-on voodoo doll.
She had her skin showing. It was.
Do you believe in curses?
Yes.
Oh.
No, I've never been cursed. Have you been cursed?
I feel like when people say they're praying for you in the Christian church, that's a curse.
What you really want, girl?
She looked great. Jan, again, it's another, we've seen two runways from her, and they've both been very clever.
Up next, we had Heidi and Closet with her Pinocchio.
Copyright.
I do tell lies.
It was cute. It seemed like a Halloween costume.
It was very, yep, the bow is there. Yep,
Yeah,
there's the bow.
But cute. I mean, it was her personality. And after seeing her in the challenge, I think we were ready to forgive that issue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I enjoy Heidi.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed it.
They also, I guess officially, without explaining it, changed her name to Heidi Ho.
Heidi
I guess that's her name now. That's so bizarre to me. I'm sorry. This entire season is just so bizarre.
It's
mean,
different. It's different. Up next, we had Gigi Good in her orange 25,000 button cost
gorge
boots.
Gorge with the asymmetrical bob. But
Right.
then she had the long. She looked stunning.
Mm-hmm.
And then in Untucked, when she said, "Oh, I don't corset. It's just my body. I don't want you to be happy."
Oh,
You're too beautiful. You're too beautiful, and your body.
girl, catch your blessing.
I don't want you to be happy.
Haters are her motivators.
Haters gonna hate. That's me. She looked gorgeous.
Yes.
Gorgeous. The only reason she wasn't in the top was because she was dead for the entire challenge. So then we had Jackie Cox,
Mm-hmm.
which gorge, Mary Poppins type, pink, yellow over the top, bows upon bows upon bows. So gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with Ross that there was a costume element to it, but Jackie does costume elements to an elevated degree in a
Yes.
really good way.
Yeah.
And there's no way you can deny that Jackie Cox is she's one to fight. She's
I don't
gonna
get
be
the
great.
whole it's too costumey argument. It's like,
I think they're just trying to find time to fill at this point.
okay. Up next, we had Widow Von Du giving us clown, jester, dunce hat, button tees.
Mhm.
I didn't like it.
It wasn't my favorite.
Mhm.
I didn't hate it by any means. If we had maybe half the queens that we have now, she'd be in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was fine.
Yeah.
I like seeing her do different makeup. I feel like in what we've seen from her so far, polish is not her strong suit.
Sure.
And so I felt like that makeup worked for her in that way. Yeah.
If you're gonna have muted colors, have muted buttons. I think having like bright, tacky buttons on a muted costume.
Yeah,
Just
but
made it
we
so
saw
confusing.
that in her fall runway, in her premiere episode.
How did that happen?
It didn't even spill. It landed perfectly.
Look at God.
Hopefully we'll see more from her.
Let's see the news.
Would you say that it's a Widow Von Don't?
No. Up next we had Crystal Method, and she had the red and the pink. She had her signature face on. Can I make a moment?
Go ahead. This is all you.
I like to paint in a very specific way because it's something I feel comfortable with, and I feel identifiable, and it makes me feel good. And so when I see someone like Crystal, who has a very specific signature face, and I hear Michelle say, "We want to see more of you. Who's the real you?" That's the real Crystal. That's the real drag persona. I think it is insane to have someone like Trixie Mattel, who is the most successful, arguably, drag queen in the world, have her face, to then come at Crystal and say, "Well, we want to see something different from you." Yeah, no, she doesn't have to do that. She has shown us different looks.
Mm-hmm.
She has made her face work with her different looks.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's all you can ask from her.
She can do a different face if she wanted to. She doesn't want to do that face. You casted
It's
her
not her
because
brand.
it's not her
It's
thing.
not her brand. If you don't mention Aiden's same wig over and over
Girl.
and over, don't come for Crystal's eye shape.
And what Michelle is really asking for is paint beauty.
She wants to see this soft beauty look because that's what she's decided is what
drag is.
What drag is.
So silly.
And it works for some people. Obviously, for me, stunningly gorgeous, but for Chan, not. It doesn't have to be that.
I'm catching up.
Actually,
Oh, you
Actually, you look stunning today.
really?
Yes, I love your eyes.
Beautiful.
This hair, this Alexis Bevels
Alexis
hair.
P. Bevels.
Okay, Alexis P. Bevels has done all of our hair. Thank you, Alexis.
Is that her money?
Oh wait, she's
Drop
right
the
there.
Venmo here.
She's right there.
Blah.
But you know what I mean?
Mhm.
I loved it.
I don't get the hateration. I don't understand
What
it.
about the holleration?
the
You get
holleration? I understand.
That I get. That I get. We
but
have to-
as
we have
long
to
as
be
we're in the
quiet.
dancery,
Mhm.
we're good. Up next, we had Nikki Doll giving us the Cinderella button and the mouse with the bow. I liked how the bow went over the arm. I thought that was a really cute, clever idea. I loved the hairpiece. I was confused by the mouse.
As someone who lives in Chicago, I often find rodents on me. And I think sometimes, ooh, fashion.
Fine.
Ooh, fashion.
Oh, bring it all. Bring that there.
But I liked her from here up, if I'm being honest.
Yes.
It was very similar to Dahlia's look for me in that there were good ideas there, but it just seemed like there was no focal point. She did have the big bow, which I enjoy. I liked the big bow across her. However, it all just seemed jumbled. It's more than gorgeous at this point. It was two of the most beautifully painted queens that were in the bottom.
Up next, we had Aiden Zane in her sweater with bows and her wig.
And then she had all of the bows in her hair, just like Dorit from Real Houses of Beverly Hills, but without the money. You said it last week. You're not exactly cheering her on. I was. Small town queen. She's a little different. You gotta bring a different wig. And you can't keep doing these arts and crafts looks. I hate to lash out at Aiden, considering the fact that she doesn't wear lashes.
Oh! I
You
have to
were
go.
sick. You. You know when Rue says to some people who've been auditioning for years, I finally let you on the show because you were ready. Yeah, you let her on and she clearly is not ready. Right?
By her personality, you can tell that she's not ready. She doesn't own up to who she really is, I don't think.
I think Aiden she needs a little more time in an incubator. And then finally we had Britta, who was wearing the pink bows with the little buttons that connected the skirt with the bottom half of the skirt. Cute.
Cute. Doll.
Buttons, bows.
Was there.
Check, mark.
So they named the winner, who is... But, you know what? That $5,000 at the end of the episode, they brought it up, was given to the Trevor Project.
Which is amazing.
Love.
I think it's incredible that VH1 is doing that. I don't know. Is it coming from a kind place? We hope.
I hope so.
But most importantly, the money is going where it's needed and where it deserves to go. So
they're making all the right steps.
Yeah,
They're playing.
truly.
They're playing this beautifully.
Of course, we get to the bottom two, and it is Dahlia and Nikki. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous girls.
Girls, they do a great job standing.
They do.
They do a great job standing.
Can I tell you?
Go ahead.
I was watching that, and I was thinking, I could have walked around that stage. If Rue sent Vivian Panay and Honey Mahogany, if she can send both of them home on one lip sync, and she saves one of the people that we saw tonight, I've never felt more confident in my abilities to be on that show until I watched that. I was like, I can do that. So Nikki and Dahlia slowly wander around the stage until the song is over.
Yeah. It was to Problem.
Dahlia's looking right into the camera for most of it, which is uncomfortable.
But hilarious.
Hilarious because she was
Have y'all
told.
ever seen that before?
I don't think so. But the producers had to have wanted something back for Dahlia. I mean, maybe they didn't care for her after they met her.
Maybe she was kind of like bratty to them or something. I don't know.
Oh, you think?
Probably.
So they do the lip sync. They save Nikki for no other reason other than the fact that they like her. Because let's be honest, there was no clear winner there. And then Dahlia just walks off. She just leaves. And then when she's signing the mirror, she's like, yeah, I did just storm off, but like, I'm so grateful for the opportunity.
So weird.
She's one of those people that went in with a strong following and then failed in the first episode, the first elimination episode. She would have been better off, some would say, maybe not.
Maybe not even be on the show. The soju effect.
Can we address that? That's something that I've seen a lot of people comment on
let's
YouTube
talk
and on
about
Reddit. People ask what happened with them and Soju, like what's the problem?
Between us and Soju?
Yeah, people comment all the time, like, did something happen?
Soju moved.
Not at all. We will always be incredibly grateful for Soju because without her, I don't know that we would have this show.
It wouldn't have crossed.
No, not at all. Not at all. Once Soju became a Rue girl and moved to LA, she became what we always have said. She became a character on TV to us. We're not talking about the Soju who we knew and who let us do this fun show with her. We're just talking about that
together.
Soju.
Yeah.
That Soju we love, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And any shady comments we make about Soju are the character on TV that we
The
make.
ones that have the cis pop.
Yes!
Like how everyone else talks about Soju.
Yeah, exactly.
In terms of Drag
And
Race.
if any of us were to ever get on TV, it would be the same thing. It would be a character that we'd kind of make fun of, throw shade at, and move on.
Mm-hmm.
But there's no bad blood between us and Soju at all.
Realize that reality TV, it ain't real.
No. The reality of it is we'll always be grateful to her.
We're men.
As always, we have with us, oh my god, a special guest.
Ooh, yes.
Please welcome intern Alexis P. Bevels.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Hello, I'm intern Alexis P. Bevels, back again with another Intern Minute. Earlier in the episode, Rock'em Sakura was talking about the Maxi Challenge and how it was kind of like a reality show within a reality show, very meta, and he called it a turducken. Have y'all ever had a turducken?
I have.
Stinky.
You have?
Mm-hmm.
Them birds.
Ooh.
Turkey, duck, and chicken.
How was that?
Not great.
I had a tofurkin, which was like the tofu version of that one year for Thanksgiving.
That's just beans and dirt.
Rue doing her walkabout in the room, talking about Crystal's boy hair and saying El DeBarge. So I'm roughly the size El DeBarge. That's what
Yeah.
that's from.
Oh.
Yeah. The Squirrel Scouts from Camp Bangaho. That whole motif seemed kind of familiar to me.
Why?
I lost it. Nope. Jackie Hawks and Gigi Good both had buttons on their costumes.
Loosen up my buttons on your
Uh-huh.
costume.
Back in the olden days, Jackie was talking about the Industrial Revolution. They used to wear pearl buttons all over their, like in Mary Poppins, all over their costumes because back then they didn't have rhinestones. They would like wear the pearl buttons and sew them all over in like crazy designs. And then they would perform on the street and it would catch the light of the sun and that's how they would get attention.
And that's your history lesson.
That's your
today.
history lesson for today. If you don't have rhinestones, you sew 25,000 buttons on your outfit.
That sounds like hell.
You were talking about bullies. I seem nice, but I hold a grudge longer than Sarah Michelle Gellar in that movie. And let me tell you one thing. I will never forget the names of my bullies. And I'm going to, in fact, we'll do that.
Yeah, let's
Scrolling
do it.
up thing here.
Dixie was on that list.
No?
Twice.
And finally, you were talking about love language.
Mm-hmm.
My love language is Dothraki.
It's what?
Dothraki. It's a Game of Thrones language. Somebody made it up. And that's the end of Intern Minute. Thank you. Good night.
Is Doth Rock, is that like butt stuff?
Rock lobster. I know a lot of you have probably been seeing on Twitter about, of course, the quarantines and the canceled gigs. I know we have all lost gigs due to the coronavirus, and I don't want that to be the focus. Of course, there are more important things to worry about. However, we do make our money doing this, and we want to thank the patrons. Truly, without your support, this would be so much more difficult. If you would like to give, if you would like to support us through all of this, if you can, of course, please take care of yourself first and foremost. But if you can, our Venmo is at IMHO the show. So I want to thank the people who have tipped us on Venmo.
During these times, it's very important to take care of yourself first and your immediate families.
Reach out to your friends and family and just make sure everyone is okay, especially people who may not have close loved ones. You know, that's why we keep Alexis around, because truly she's got nothing.
You know what's a really nice thing to send to someone?
What?
Is like
You up?
You up?
So
No.
Oh,
It's
no?
the what?
I don't know your generation.
Hey, you know, if you ever need anything, I got your back. I think that's a really sweet thing for someone.
If you
to
ever
hear.
need anal, I've got you in the back door.
I'll get you in the back hole.
Thank you so much for watching. We love you so much. We will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Ooh. Okay, so we're gonna play a little game, a little singing game. Anyone want to show some pipes? Who's got it? You don't have to be that good. All right, come on up. Get your own microphone.
about
Here you go.
Put it close to your mouth.
Yeah, go ahead, Mike, test that. Make
You
sure
cleaned it. Hi, what's your name?
Well, here's our game. We're gonna do some jingles. Are you familiar with commercials and stuff like that? Okay, good. So I'm going to name the company, and then you can sing the jingle, okay?
Come on, American Idol.
All right.
We got this.
O'Reilly. Goddamn. Y'all get your card, Mason. Okay. Okay, on TV. All right, okay. McDonald's.
That would have been humiliating if you had to compete against that. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Stanley Steamer.
That's not it, but I'll take it.
Okay, you started off and then we'll
Stanley Steamer, tough on dirt.
Gentle on carpet.
That's correct.
Maybe that's before my time.
Okay. Do you know My Little Pony?
My Little Pony. Oh, yeah.
Okay, go ahead, go ahead.
My Little Pony. My Little Pony.
Okay. Let's do something My Little Pony. My Little Pony. What about Empire? That's a good one.
Okay, do you know Empire?
I got words.
800 588
2, 3,
I thought you were talking about the
Empire. Okay, you were talking about the Black Empire.
Alright, we're running out of time. We got one more.
Okay, one more. Meow Mix.
You get these fingerless gloves from White Claw.